Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we are going to be talking about how you can get yourself into the best condition, best physical shape as you possibly can in 2025. Now, honestly, it doesn't differ from year to year. The only thing that differs is maybe, some information that comes out about nutrition or training, but for the most part, most of these, components of getting in shape are pretty consistent. Okay, so let's just go over the first point, which is setting goals for yourself. Okay, you want to set goals for yourself, whether it's okay, I want to put on this much muscle in this particular year, or lose this amount of body fat in this particular time span, whatever it might be. Just write it down, get it drilled into your head, and make sure you are, you have the discipline to do it, okay? Because a lot of this is going to require a lot of discipline and consistency. So make sure that's the goal you want to get, and just start devising a plan, which is step number 2. You need to come up with a solid plan of how you're going to attain that, goal, okay? So whether it's, changing your body composition, or getting stronger, getting better at cardio, whatever it might be, you want to make sure the plan is basically going to be, you know, going in the direction of that goal, pretty much is what I'm trying to say, okay? You don't want your plan to be like, you know, cardio based when you're trying to build muscle, right? So you want to make sure that your plan is basically heading into the direction of your goal. And another thing, you want to make sure your plan is actually attainable in a sense where you could actually consistently do it over a long period of time. A lot of people will pick a plan that isn't necessarily suited for them. A quick example is a Ronnie Coleman workout program. If you are a person that works a 9 to 5 or a full-time college student, and you just don't have the time to do a Ronnie Coleman workout program, it's not realistic and it's not attainable, okay? And it's just going to make your whole goal kind of just diminish, okay? You're not going to be able to attain that goal essentially by the end of the year. So make sure you figure out the days that you can train. What days can you really prep food, okay? Because prepping food is a pretty hard component to this. But prepping food is necessary because that is what's going to get you in the physical condition that you're trying to get into. So, whether you have to prep meals in bulk, maybe cut some of the ingredients out. So, prepping food is not really such a hassle because, especially when people try to make like intricate meals, they get really fancy with the ingredients, and it can be a pain to track. So, or even just a pain to shop for. Maybe you have to go to a different shop to find that particular ingredient. So maybe it comes at a cost, okay? Essentially is what I'm trying to say. So just try to make your plan as attainable as possible, okay? The third thing kind of overlaps with the first two, but it's just consistency, okay? You need to be as consistent as possible, okay, with trying to attain these goals. These goals, man, especially when you're, putting on muscle, I could speak safely on that. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work, and it just takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time, okay? A lot of people are like, oh yeah, I want to put on like 10 pounds in 10 weeks. You could put on 10 pounds in 10 weeks, but it's not going to be muscle. Like, it depends on the person, but, it takes a lot longer than that, okay? It takes certainly much longer than that. Or you have some other people that are like, okay, I want to, run this amount in this week. Some people want like 70 miles in a week to run. You're not going to be able to do that, okay? Your body's just not accustomed to doing physical activity like that, okay? So things like that, those are long-term milestones, okay? And they just take a long time to get, but they're going to require consistency and patience, okay? So that's point number 3, okay? And point number 4 is, after you get that goal, what do you do next? Like, what's the direction next? Well, that's up to you to decide. Let's say you're happy with your physical condition by the end of 2025. Do you continue to do what you're doing? Do you want to change up the goal and maybe change up the training a little bit? It's completely dependent on what you desire, okay? And what's best for you at that current time and moment. So what I would do is, again, write down a, you know, I guess a list of goals, see, I guess, or just rank each one, see which one's most important to you. Devise a plan. Okay, devising a plan is the most important thing. So whether it means, creating a structure for your week, for the training, your nutrition, logging your workouts, things like that are really going to come into play. And those are the things that are going to pretty much get you further. They're going to get you much closer to your goals, okay? Consistency and patience, that obviously another thing that's going to get you so much closer to your goal. You just have to be extremely patient and extremely hardworking, in terms of achieving these goals, because, whether it's putting on muscle, trying to train for an Ironman, or whatever your fitness goal is, they take time. So you need to be willing to put in that time and effort and consistency, and just be patient altogether. And then lastly, just again, writing down some new goals, keeping it fresh, seeing what you desire in that current time and moment, seeing what's right for you, okay? Or maybe just continue what you're doing. If you like the training and you like the way you're eating and you feel great and that's what you want to continue doing, then I would stick with that and not complicate things, okay? Unless something becomes really boring to you, I wouldn't really try to play around with things and, mess about, essentially. So I know it's a bit of a short one, but just wanted to get on here really quick to explain some of that stuff, how I would go about, changing my physique or doing whatever fitness goals, how I would go about it in 2025 with the current information that we know. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one.